Hi guys, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Investor Intelligence, brought to you by the team at the Property Mentors. It's your weekly podcast for all things investment and hosted by me, Phoebe Sikowski-Wallace. Today's episode is the start of something a little bit different but very special. It's the first of many member journey episodes you will hear as alongside mentoring our valued members, we also love to celebrate and share their wins and show how far they've come from where they started. It's also a great way for our listeners to hear stories that may be similar to their circumstances, as a lot of people share the same goals, and when you hear how others have achieved those goals, it can be that little bit of extra inspiration for those people wanting to do the same. So our first member is Joshua Scott, and throughout his time here, he's been mentored by the wonderful Malika. Now, Malika put Josh forward to share his journey, as he has achieved quite a lot for someone who's just turned 30, but I will let him tell the rest of his story, so I hope you enjoy. Here's Josh. So Josh, welcome, and thank you so much for not only sitting down with me, but being our first member to share their journey on the podcast today.
Yeah, thank you.
So before we get into anything property or portfolio related, I want to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah, okay, not a problem. So yeah, I'm 30 years of age. Sort of enjoy sort of the outdoors more than anything. Currently working in the construction industry. I have my fiance as my partner, and we're expecting a baby sort of in a month's time. So we're just growing our young family. So that's kind of a little bit more about me.
Yeah, congratulations. And is this your first baby?
Yes, it would be our first.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. And you've got a date set for the wedding?
We're waiting on the newborn to come. So we're waiting on our little daughter to come, and then we'll schedule the wedding probably sort of next year or so.
Oh, amazing. Well, what an incredible year for you so far.
Yeah, it's definitely been a jam-packed few months, but yeah, definitely exciting times ahead. So
yeah, I bet. Now, prior to being a member, where were you beforehand, and how would you maybe describe your investing knowledge? Did you know anything? Did you know nothing? How would you describe it honestly?
Yeah, I guess before becoming a member with the Property Mentors, I found myself pretty confused as an investor. I guess I was bouncing back and forth between different investing avenues. So the two main being the stock market and obviously property investment itself. So I guess on weekends, in my spare time, I found myself scrolling through sort of realestate.com, not really knowing what a good investment looked like, more just what I thought I liked, what I could afford. And I guess I picked areas that I wanted to live. And I guess on the other hand, I paid for a few online courses to learn sort of how to navigate the stock market and look at indicators on when to buy and sell. But I guess, as you can imagine, all this took a lot of time, and I still found myself justifying one investing stream over the other. And in the end, I was very indecisive and very confused.
Interesting. And how did you find the Property Mentors? How did you sort of come across us?
I guess I just found sort of the Property Mentors online. Again, it was just someone that sort of could provide a little bit of guidance. And that's where my conversation started with the Property Mentors.
And do you remember that moment where you decided that you needed to seek that guidance? Do you remember that? And can you describe that to me?
I guess it was more, there was a sense of confusion. Am I making the right decision? What avenue do I go down? And I guess talking with Luke and the team, it really just gave me a bit of clarity, and started to push me, I guess, in more of a direction of property investing.
That's great. And how long have you been a member now?
So I joined back in sort of 2020.
Okay.
So 2 years roughly.
Yeah, amazing. And out of the types of ready, so, the emotional readiness, the educational readiness, financial readiness, which was the one in hindsight now that you think you needed the most help with?
Yeah, I think it was more the emotional readiness. I think it was more just having to sort of let go and take that initial leap of faith, I guess. But but an educated leap. So it was more that side of things.
Yeah, yeah, it's a huge one for a lot of people. Now, investing can be a very daunting journey to start on for a lot of people. Was there anything that you were worried about, or did you sort of have any concerns going into this?
Yeah, I guess my main concern, just to elaborate further, probably like most people actually, was will lose my hard-earned money essentially. So I guess working in the industry that I do, you work long hours, you pay a fixed salary. I guess it's just initial, I guess just with investing, it can be daunting. And as I said, it was really just, yeah, trying to sort of work out what's best for you and reading all different articles and bits and pieces. Yeah, you just can get so overwhelmed and yeah, you can definitely jump down different rabbit holes and yeah, not sort of come back out. So no, I think the guidance of the team has helped me a lot. You sort of have to be pretty proactive with your money, and there's some sacrifice you have to make to be able to save along the way. So I guess you get pretty protective of that.
Of course, yeah. And what would you say has been your biggest challenge so far?
I guess my biggest challenge was probably the initial property purchase. So I guess I consider
Mm,
myself being a very visual and physical person. I really sort of want to be able to see, touch, and hold objects essentially. And obviously, you can't do that with property. So yeah, I guess being able to buy a property, yeah, sometimes you can go out and see these. For my first property, the challenge was it was off the plan.
okay.
I lived in a different state. We couldn't really visit or do anything due to COVID environment. So I really had to
Mm.
rely on the team and trust their advice and the initial investment strategy that was developed to push me in the right direction for my property portfolio.
Yeah, amazing. And what sort of pushed you past that kind of challenge? Because again, that is a huge one when people buy off the plan, is that they do really like to get a feel of the place. They like to walk through it. But what sort of helped you, yeah, get past that?
I scheduled multiple conversations with the property mentors, Luke in particular, right from the word get-go. And yeah, I guess it was just really talking through my concerns. And I guess a lot of those concerns were put to ease. And I guess it really came back to the emotional
Mm.
readiness, and also just making sure that I had a thorough, thought out plan as well.
Yeah, amazing. And how's your portfolio going now? And like, where are you at now with it?
Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty happy with how the property portfolio is growing. I guess I bought my first property off the plan midway through 2020,
Hmm.
which settled last year in July in 2021. I guess while waiting for that property to settle, my fiance and I, we were presented with another opportunity. So we decided to purchase another property together. And that was back in early 2021. So that was prior to the first one settling. And again, that was off the plan, and that's due to settle at the back end of this year. And recently, so we recently just bought the third. So again, off the plan property, but that's due to settle in 2023. So I guess as you can see, the portfolio is definitely growing, with one settled last year in 2021, one due to settle the back end of this year, and then one due to settle in 2023. So pretty exciting times ahead.
That's fantastic. And you've only just turned 30.
Yeah, that's correct. Last month, so on the 20th, when it was my big 30th celebration. So.
Wow. Yeah, congratulations. Now, what's your biggest overall goal with your investing?
I guess my biggest goal with investing and I guess just life in general is really just to provide for my family. I guess that's always been a big goal growing up, and I just wanted to be able to be comfortable and live comfortable without going without. I know
Mm.
that's extremely vague and very broad. However, yeah, as I said, that's always been extremely important to me. And I guess with expecting our first child, our
Mm.
daughter, at the end of this month, yeah, obviously it's real.
Of course, yeah, and a lot of people are going to relate to that for sure. That's really lovely to hear. So, what's been your favourite thing that you've learnt about investing with the Property Mentors? Maybe it was something that you were completely surprised to find out, or it could have been something that you wanted to know more about when you started and now have a better knowledge. But what's been your favourite thing that you've learnt?
My favorite thing that I've learned, I guess, is that there is people out there. It's I guess like a team environment that are willing to help. So I guess working with like-minded people to achieve a common goal is something that I've really enjoyed with the property mentors. And I guess also just sort of now having run through the process, purchasing property isn't actually that hard and that bad as well. It's not that scary.
Yeah, it helps when you've got your team of experts around you to guide you and hold your hand through it all, hey?
Yeah, it most certainly does.
Well, Josh, it's been so nice to hear your story. What an incredible journey you're on so far. Thank you so much for sharing it, and I wish you even more success in the future. And congrats on becoming a father soon.
Thank you very much, Phoebe. It's been it's exciting times ahead with our daughter on the
Yeah.
way, and obviously, yeah, I can't wait to continue to grow the property portfolio
Yeah,
as well.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you would like to know any more about us here at The Property Mentors, you can check out our website, thepropertymentors.com.au. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Both the podcast and the Property Mentors handles are linked in our show notes, along with all other socials, including a link to our blog. If you are ready to take your investing seriously and want to broaden your knowledge, the best way to do so is with Luke's latest book, Property Fit, and you can get yourself a copy of that at propertyfitbook.com.au. Please make sure to share, leave a rating, as it helps us reach more people on their investing journeys, and also subscribe to be notified when our episodes drop. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and I will be back in your ears again next week. If you wanted to get fit or start a fitness program, you wouldn't run a marathon if you hadn't yet mastered jogging. You also wouldn't begin weight training by lifting 30-kilo dumbbells. There are, of course, multiple ways to keep fit through a variety of sports and exercise programs. However, there is a process to getting into shape and achieving peak performance. It's the same when it comes to investing in property. You need to start by doing some self-assessment of where you are now to where you'd like to be. This would be your fitness test. You have to find your team of experts who will help you along the way. These would be your trainers. And learn how other people invest, including the mistakes they've made. Only then can you start to look at how you will achieve your property investing goals. Property Fit assists you with all of this. It's the latest book from experienced property investor, entrepreneur, and founder and CEO of the Property Mentors, Luke Harris. It's the book that will guide you through the groundwork you need to cover before you start investing, exploring all the ways to invest in property by helping you find a strategy that will lead to the ultimate goal of financial freedom. Property Fit is your easy-to-read, practical book including mentor tips and mindset insights, as well as proven strategies that seasoned investors or those just starting out in property will find invaluable. Visit propertyfitbook.com.au to purchase your copy and get your property portfolio in shape for financial freedom.